Last assignment, Farm 208. This is homework week 4 Thursday. So today's only Tuesday, I know, but there's a video for Tuesday's homework. You guys can follow along. So let's go ahead and do Thursday. They are both going to be final exam reviews. So do your best on Tuesday, and there'll be a gauge of the midterm or the final. All right, deciphering. 10 mLs IVPB. What's the verb? Inject. Uh-oh. It's going to be piggyback, so it's going to be infuse. Infuse. Piggyback is going to be in a bag, so we infuse it. So we're going to fuse 10 mLs intravenous piggyback every 8 hours. Which one's correct? None of them. Dun, dun, dun. So it's not there. Make sure you select it. So if you did inject or instill, that's the first thing, the correct verb. Number 2. Drops to the OU, both eyes. So what is the verb? Drops. So instill. So you can cross out apply and apply. So let's focus on the instill choices. Instill 2 to 3 drops into each eye or ear? Eye. So eliminate the one that says ear. 2 or 3 times a day? 2 times a day until gone? So is that one right? Instill 2 to 3 drops into each eye 2 times a day. Okay, that one looks okay. Yeah, whichever one yours is. So they're jumbled up. So your answer choices. Number 3, sub-Q, subcutaneous, under the skin. What is the verb? Is it in a bag or a syringe? Under the skin. You're going to inject, right? It's in a syringe. So you can eliminate the infused one. So we're going to inject 75 units under the skin. How many times a day? 3 times a day. Before or after meals? After meals. PC is after. So think AM, PM. AM comes before PM. So PC is after meals as needed. Infuse. Nope. Inject 75 units under the skin 3 times a day before meals? Nope. Inject 75 units under the skin 3 times a day after meals as needed for pain? No, so it's this one. Inject 75 units under the skin 3 times a day after meals as needed. Just as needed. Insulin is not for pain. 4. Suppositories vaginally. What is the verb? Insert. What do you have to do before you insert? Unwrap and insert. So which of the following is correct? How talented is your patient if they can insert and unwrap a suppository? Is that correct? What do you do first? Insert or unwrap and insert? Unwrap and insert. So that's not right. So which one's correct? None of the above. Right? Even though these have the correct verbs, they're in the wrong order. So unwrap and insert 1 suppository vaginally every 12 hours for 10 days. SL, under the tongue, sublingually. What is the verb? Take? Are you going to swallow this? No, we are going to place. Place 1 to 2 tablets under the tongue. So use simple English. As needed for. Place 1 to 2 tablets under the tongue as needed for chest pain. Alright, so that's your review of SIG codes. Just review, and take each one carefully. Alright, so number 6, we got EDS. So you're going to take the amount dispensed and you divide it by how much they use per day, maximum, and you round down. If you have a partial day, make sure you round down. So for number 6, what is LXXV? L is 50, X is 10, V is 5. How much is that? 75. 2 X's. So it's 50 plus 10 plus 10 plus 5. All right, based on the SIG, how many can they take in a day? 2 per dose is the most. 3 doses every 8 hours, or 2 doses every 12 hours. Which one's more? 3 doses. So if I take 2 tablets 3 times, that's a total of 6. So round down. Take 75 divided by 6 and round down. Round down. Round down. $17. A couple things here. First, we got to convert the ounces to grams. So 3 ounces. We're just going to do 1 ounce is about 30 grams. Same as mLs. So that's 90 grams. So we're going to assume for creams and ointments that they use 1 gram per dose. We're just making that assumption. 3 ounces. So every ounce is 30. So we'll approximate about 90 grams. So 3 times 30 is 90. 30 mLs per ounce, 30 grams per ounce for us. So we're going to assume 1 gram per dose. How many doses can they take in a day? Apply to the affected area 2 to 3 times a day as directed. So how many doses can they use? 3. So we'll assume they use about 3 grams in a day. So 90 grams, 3 ounce tube would last them 30 days. Number 8, eye drops and ear drops. So not to be mistaken with microdrip tubing, we're gonna estimate that every eye drop and ear drop, you can get 20 ml, 20 drops per ml for eyes and ear drops. So first thing we gotta do is convert the 10 mLs into drops. So if I have 10 mLs, how many drops is that? 20 drops per ml. Yeah, 200 drops. Now we'll divide by how many drops they use in a day. So 2 drops into how many eyes? 2 eyes. So that's 2 times 2 times 4, which is 16 drops in a day. So don't forget the number of eyes. So round down to the nearest number of days.
So is that 10 times 200 divided by 16?
200 divided by 16. We converted our mLs into drops. Is it time to take your pill? Is that your alarm clock for your medication? Make sure you have it on tickle. Didn't we go through this last week? Don't just turn it off. Put it on silent. Do you know how to do that? I'll show you how to do it. You know how to put it on silent? It's an easy one. 1 button process. You take the phone and you slam it down on the ground, and then it turns it to silent. All right, number 9. mLs, pints. I don't know. You got to punch it in. Can't do everything for you. See what happens when you get distracted by a phone call? You lose your place. Round down everything. So 200 divided by 16, round down to 12. So 12. 9. We got 1 pint. How many mLs is 1 pint? How many mLs? 480. All right, so we got our amount dispensed. Let's divide it by the mLs they use in a day. How many mLs is a tablespoon? 50. How many times a day are they taking that 15 mLs? BID, so that's going to be 30 mLs in a day. So your EDS would be 480 divided by 30. So this is the final review. Tuesday's homework is exactly similar, so that's your second chance to practice. $16 days, yep. Insulin. For us, we're going to use 100 unit per ml insulin. And the vials we're going to dispense is 10 mLs per vial. So what you get is 1,000 units per vial. So the little insulin vial comes 10 mLs. The strength is 100 units per ml. So in one vial, you get 1,000 units. So in number 10, how many units do we have from 2 vials? How many units is that? 2 vials. How many units per vial? So you get 2,000 units. How many units do they use in a day? TID is how much? 3 times a day. So that's a total of 150 units in a day. Make sure you round down for EDS. So you'll see similar questions, 5 same questions. Insulin, eye drops, creams, etc. So how many days would that 2 vials of insulin last them?
13.
Round down to 13? All right, home stretch.
Can you do it again, please?
Do what again?
Number 10.
Number 10, okay. You got 2 vials. How many units is that? So make sure you jot down all this number I have in this margin here.
Okay.
Just rewatch the video. So our insulin comes 100 units per ml. That is the strength. What we dispense are 10 ml vials. So I drew a little picture of our 10 ml insulin vial right here, 100 units per ml. It comes 10 mLs per vial. So that means in this vial, we have 1,000 units. So 2 vials is the same as 2,000 units. This patient used 50 units per dose, TID, so that's a total of 150 units per day. 2,000 units divided by 150 per day is your EDS.
So 50 times 3.
3 times a day for your per day amount. That goes there at the bottom.
And then
Your vials are here.
13. 50.
For 10, you're solving for EDS. So punch this in right here. 2,000 divided by 150. All right, good.
13.
Number 11. So make sure you're in mLs. If you have a percent symbol, use it. If not, change your percent into a decimal. So for 11, how many mLs do we have for 11?
1,000 times 30%.
So we got half a liter, which is 500 mLs, times 30%.
1,000. 30%.
So what'd you get for 11? 150. Very good. 12, we'll do the same way. But in this case, we got to turn our ounces into mLs. So an ounce is how many mLs?
Ounce is 30.
So let's multiply by 30. So that gives us 270 mLs. So you must be in mLs, and then you multiply by the percentage, 4%. So what is 4% of 270? What'd you get? Are you sure? No, I should have a little bit more. I should have about 8, 10, 11, almost 11? 10 point, there you go. Did you say 0.8 earlier? Yeah.
No, because I did times 40.
Oh, okay.
100
Times 4.
is 11, huh?
Are we rounding down or up?
Give me the decimal. Let's see what this gives us. 270
10.8?
It's 10.
times 0.04. Yeah, give me 10.8. 10.8. $13. How many grams do we have in 13?
When you go 6 times 1,000, will be 60.
All right, so we're finding percentage now. So you need to make your fraction. Your units need to be in grams over mLs times 100 to get 2%. So this question is not asking for grams anymore. It's asking for percentage. So 0.06 kilos is how many grams? 60 grams. 5 liters is 5,000 ml. So make sure you're in grams and mLs, and then don't forget to multiply by 100 to get to your percentage.
So,
5.
5,
What percent? 1.2%? Are you sure?
60 divided by 5,000 times 100.
Yep. 1.2%. 14. Do it the same way. Kilograms will change to grams. 240 grams. 1 quart. How many mLs is in a quart? 960. So we got our grams and our mLs times 100 to go to percentage. $22 maybe? 25%? Okay. Yeah, we'll do 25%.
do we have to put signs or no?
No. No, not in this class.
ATC.
Alright, we are figuring drip rate. So drops per minute. So what we'll start with is flow rate. So the flow rate is mLs per hour. So we got 4,000 mLs over 24 hours. Step 1, divide by 60 minutes. Step 2, multiply by the drip factor. In this case, it is 15. Then round to the nearest drops per minute.
42, right? Would be from 41.6 or
41.6. So what's your final?
42?
42? Yeah. So it should round to the nearest drop. $16. What do you guys know about microdrip? What's the conversion factor?
Oh, for number 15, are we rounding up or down?
Round to the nearest one. So you might have to round up, you might have to round down. So that's to the nearest. Micro drip is 60 drops per ml for that tubing set. So for number 16, anytime you're using micro drip tubing, the value of the flow rate is the same value as the drip rate, because you're going to divide by 60 minutes and then multiply by 60 drops, so it ends up the same. 50 GTTs per minute. So micro drip tubings used, the value of the flow rate is the same as the drip rate. Just a few more, and then you guys will have the rest of your day to work on the other assignments before the final. All right, 17, we're gonna do a weight dependent dosing. The question asks for how many mLs per dose. So let's go through the steps. So step A, 220 divided by 2.2. How many kilos is that?
22.
How many? 100 kgs. All right. Next step is to multiply by the order, which is 5 milligrams per dose. Once you get the daily amount, you may need to divide by the number of doses, in this case 2 doses. And then what you get is your order in step C. So you need 250 milligrams per dose, and your supply comes 10 milligrams. So just do order over supply. Order's 250 per dose, your supply is 10 milligrams. How many mLs would you administer?
25.
Yeah, 25 mLs. No rounding necessary. '18, the only difference is the percent strength. This time it is in percentage or ratio. So for us it's easy. 1% yields 1 gram per cent is 100 mLs. So whatever percentage you have is that number of grams per 100 mLs. So we converted our supply to something useful. Step A, 154 kgs, done. Don't have to change the pounds because we're already in kgs. So no math necessary. So make sure you pay attention to those units. Multiply by the order per kilogram of body weight. So they'll need 1,540 milligrams of drug per day, but we're going to divide it into 3 doses. That's about 513 or so. Yeah, why not? Let's put a 0.3 just to make sure. All right, order is 1%. We already figured it out here. So we're going to do order over supply times the amount, or order as found in step C, 513.3 milligrams. Our supply is up here, 1 gram, which is 1,000 milligrams per 100 mLs. So you would need how many mLs? 51.3. So just 1 decimal place. So 51.3. So be careful. Here the weight is already in kilos.
So is 5?
51.3. Whatever's in the box. Do 513.3 divided by 1,000 times 100.
51.
513.3. Yeah, so it'd be 51.3 once you round it. All right. $19. What type of problem is 19? allegation type 1. So let's see. Order goes in the middle, 20. We got supply, which is 70, and water, which is 0. The difference here is 50. The difference here is 20. I got 20 parts and 50 parts for a total of 70. And our final volume is 1,750 mLs. Do we want the top number or the bottom number? Bottom number. We want water. So just solve this portion here. 50 divided by 70 times 1,750. Round to the nearest 1 ml. You might have to round up. You might have to round down.
So 1,225.
Okay.
250.
1,250.
Can we write the decimal point?
To the nearest 1. So no decimal point at the end. To the nearest whole number. No, no commas.
1250.
Yeah, just 1250. No commas, please. 20. Type 1 allegation, right? Order. Final volumes given. In this case, 32 is our order. We got 70 and 5. Difference here is, 38. What was I thinking? And then difference here is 27. Yeah, 27. 38 and 27. 27 plus 38 gives us a total of 65 parts. Yeah, it's going to be hot the next few days, they say. Final volume, 2.5 liters, which is 2,500 mLs. Do we want the top number or the bottom number? So D5 again, here's the 5%. So just punch in 38 divided by 65 times 2,500. Round to the nearest 1 ml. Yeah, so do you round up or down? Yeah, round up to the next.
So 1462.
62, yeah, you'd round up. Punch it in, punch it in. Don't take their word for it. Alright, so the rest are review questions. I'll save those for you. So I'll open up